everyone, my name is Olabode and I'm here with you again today. My passion is to motivate, challenge, and encourage you to live out the dreams God has put in your heart. So today, my topic really is no more excuses, no more barriers. And you might wonder, why am I talking about this? Because sometimes we put excuses in place to stop us from living out the dreams that God has put in our heart. And excuses can really range from anything, really. It could be things like age, how old you are. It could be things like where you come from, your background. It could be, oh, I was not raised with my dad. My dad was not at home when I was raised. It could be things like, oh, I got divorced and I just couldn't see a way forward. It could just range from anything. Oh, I was abused as a child, so I can't find my way in moving forward. Whatever the excuse is. So my question to you today really is, what is that barrier or what is the excuse that you are letting stop you from that living out that dream God has put in your heart? What is that barrier that you're letting stand in the way? An excuse is something that just stands in your way, is a barrier that you've created. And I see excuses really as something that we refuse to move past, something that we have. It's an excuse really, you have to choose to move past it. Nobody is saying it's not there, but it's just what you choose to not let you stop you. You're going to say, no, I refuse to let this stop me. And I just have a few, I want to share with you really today. I'll use a few examples. For example, I have a picture here of Morgan Freeman. And Morgan Freeman got his big break at 52. He didn't let his age stop him. Another person I will talk about is someone that we all know, the KFC guy, that's Colonel Sanders. He had his big break at 66. He started KFC at 66. Some of us are glad about this because there was moved to eat KFC chicken. But if he decided that age was going to let him, if he decided that he was going to let age stop him, he wouldn't even have started. But you can't let anything stop you. So he started at 66. And someone I really want to share about their story today is Joyce Meyer. I want to share her story today. And the reason why I'm sharing her story really is because she is a woman that has gone on to excel beyond her background. She's gone on to excel beyond where she came from. She's gone on to excel beyond everything that sought to stop her from living out the dreams God put in her heart. Joyce Meyer is someone that was abused as a child. She went through, her dad abused her. And, she said she didn't really have a childhood. She went through a lot of stuff. And so when you come from that kind of background, the last thing on your mind is following whatever passion is, following any dream is even when God says, I'm calling you to, to be an example. I'm calling you out to teach my word. You're going to say, I don't have a story. I don't have anything to teach. But God used the pains she had gone through. God used it as a stepping stone to where he was calling her to. And, so whenever I think of her, I think, is there anything that seeks to stop me? When I look at her life and how far God brought her, I say, you know what? There's nothing I can do, really. And I just want to share a little bit from an excerpt that she wrote. I just want to share that with you. I want to read it out to you today. She said, and when she left on my 18, she thought she was leaving her problems behind. She said, but she came to realize that there were many problems in her soul because of the abuse she had endured. And she said she felt desperately needing the love of God, the healing love of God, to restore her life. She said, I'm going to quote what she wrote. The abuse I experienced was the reason I had problems, but I had to stop using it as an excuse to stay that way. Parked at the point of my pain. That really stood out to me. Parked at the point of my pain. So my question to you today is, are you parked at the point of your pain? Are you parked at that place where you went through so much pain and you just cannot see a way beyond it? Maybe you, like I said, but maybe you've been divorced. Maybe you were abused as a child. Maybe you went through trauma. Whatever it is that you have gone through, I believe is meant to be a stepping stone to what God is calling you to. Maybe you were, you've gone through poverty and you just feel like, and then God is calling you out to start a business that's going to challenge people. And then you think, oh no, God, I don't even know how this is going to be. There's a preacher, his name is Gary Kissy. He went through poverty. He went through life stress for 9 years. I know what about him. He started using, when God brought him out, he started using his story to teach people how God can bring you out of where you have been. And how what you've gone through is a stepping stone to where he's taking you, if you let him. So My thing to you today just is nothing, no barrier. We're not going to allow any barrier. You have to choose to say, you know what, I'm not going to allow any barrier. And I wrote a quote. I have a quote in my book, Discover, Develop, and Deploy Your Dreams. And the book, the quote really talks about excuses. It says, excuses will always be there for you. Opportunity won't. It's another quote from the book says, there are only two options: make progress or make excuses. So you choose. What are you going to make? Are you going to say, I'm going to let excuses stop me? Or you're going to say no? For me as a person, I just said, you know what, God, you're going to help me, but it's going to be my choice to say, I refuse to stay parked at the point of my pain. So I always see that whatever pain I'm going through is because there's a reason. The Bible says, for we know that all things work together for our good. For we know that all things work together for your good. What does that say to you? That means that everything you've gone through, there is a reason for it, and you can use it to trigger where God is taking, and you can use it to encourage somebody else. So my short of encouragement to you today is no more excuses, no more barriers. No matter what you've gone through, let it be. Let today be a start of a new day. Just say, you know what, I'm going to choose to rise up, and I'm going to put that past behind me. That's why it's called the past. And I'm going to forward towards my future. And I'm going to live out the dreams God has put in my heart. And I'm going to excel in it. And I'm going to be successful. And I'm going to, just go ahead and do what it's called me to do. My name is Olabode again. And this is Dreams of the Heart TV. You can connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I would love to hear from you. Have a great week ahead.